First, we will review every connection that needs to be made on the motherboard. It is easier to review it on a photo of a motherboard without all the components installed. We will move from the upper left of the motherboard going in a clockwise direction. The connection types are generally in the same location on all motherboards. However, use the diagram in your motherboard's manual to locate the connectors on your particular motherboard. Secondly, we will move to the back of the case and review the connections there. Starting in the upper left-hand corner are the CPU power connectors. This is a direct connection from the power supply unit. There is an 8-pin and 4-pin connector. You can choose either one. I used the 8-pin connector. Next, we have the CPU fan connector. Attach the wire from the CPU cooler fan to this connector. On the upper right-hand side of the motherboard, we have the 24-pin power connector. This is a direct connection from the power supply unit. In the middle of the right side of the motherboard, we have a USB 3.0 connector for the front panel USB ports. Connect the pre-wired case cable here. They are usually tagged by the case manufacturer. Next to the USB 3.0 connector is a USB Type-C connector. If your case front panel has those types of connectors, connect your case cable here. In my situation, this was not used. In the lower right-hand corner of the motherboard are the SATA data connectors for the hard drive or SSD. Connect the SATA data cable directly from the drive here. Note, since we've installed an M2 SSD on the motherboard, some of the SATA ports are disabled. Check your motherboard manual as to which ports are disabled. The port numbers are printed on the motherboard next to the connectors. On the bottom right of the motherboard is the front panel connector for the power switch and indicator LEDs. Connect the label case cable here. Note, the case will probably not use all possible connections. Check your motherboard manual. My case only used the far right connectors. At the center bottom of the motherboard is the USB 2.0 connector. However, since my build required multiple 2.0 connections, for example, the front panel, the lighting smart hub, and the AIO pump, I had to install a USB extension block in the back of the case. Otherwise, you would connect the front panel case cable here. We will go over in more detail about the USB extension when we examine the back of the case. The last connection on the motherboard is on the bottom far left, is the front panel audio for the analog mic and headphone jacks. Connect the case cable here. That does it for connections on the motherboard. Next, we are going to look at the cable management in the back of the case.